Om Yogis, welcome to this practice with Damara, the Celtic goddess of children. We'll start in a cross-legged position and just gently start to take circles with your chin, circling your head, gently loosening up, warming up the neck. Exploring how your body feels today, feeling curious, and then try the other way, see how you feel on the other side. Feel all the love that is in your body. Only love is real. Only love is real. Come to center when you're ready. We're going to inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, take a twist. Inhale back up. And exhale, twist. Alternating side to side. Keep moving. Feel a sense of curiosity as you connect to your body. Feel that sense that every day we have a different body, and today your body is completely brand new. Let's come to center when you're ready and start to roll your shoulders. Damara, the Celtic goddess of children, protects the inner child. And the inner child is basically us as we came here, before we were changed by our situation, or before we believed in the illusion. The inner child is the part of us that really, really knows that only love is real. Change the direction of your circles, lovely. Feel the love in your shoulders. Take your breath into your shoulders. Feel a curiosity and connection with yourself. Only love is real. Beautiful. Then when you're ready, come to center, switch the cross of your legs. Inhale, the arms come up, and exhale, come back to those twists. Inhaling back to center, arms up, exhaling over to the other side. Today we do a lot of movement, a little bit of running to keep up with the inner child, who shows us the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance within a loving heart. So this practice and the inner child will keep us moving. Come to center when you're ready. Arms come midway between your shoulders and the ceiling. Thumbs up. Let's take breath of fire. Release that when you're ready. Come to cat-cow. Let your awareness harmonize with your higher self through the water in your body. Feel the light and geometry of holy water pouring into the spaces within you, bringing you into an all-loving presence of your higher self and the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance and non-judgmental understanding. Whether you understood that or not, just let it into you as a child would. Gorgeous. Come to center. Let's just take the hips in circles. So the inner child is the purest version of ourselves before we were painted with the colors of our lives. Let's circle the other way. And the goddess Damara sees us in this way, even though we may not even remember ourselves so untainted by life experience. Come back to center when you're ready. Let's thread the needle. When you're ready, come back to center and thread the needle the other way. Thread the needle, arms moving left to right. Come into the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance within yourself. Be curious. Be innocent. The inner child is the purest version of ourselves before we were painted with the colors of our lives. And the goddess Damara sees this pure version of ourselves, even though we may not even remember it. Let's come out of that, bounded down, back to downward facing dog. And step your left foot forwards, come into a low lunge, just hold here. Then back to downward facing dog. And then the right foot comes forward, low lunge, hold and breathe. Back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands and feet a little closer towards one another and twist here, holding your opposite calf. Come back to center, twist the other way. Come back to center. Meet me at the top of the mat. And we're going to inhale, halfway rise, exhale, fold. Keep doing this to the rhythm of your own breath. So the goddess Damara will not let us near our inner child until we have harmonized ourselves with loving kindness. So be kind in your movement and release the burden of pain or worry. And move with an open heart and a free spirit as the child does. Next inhale brings us to standing position. Exhale, hands to prayer. Let's inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale back to plank. Let's inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, baby cobra, no hands. Use the muscles in your back to lift your chest. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Your left leg steps forward now into a low lunge position, the back knee is down. Steeple your hands ahead of you, take breath of fire. Lift your arms skyward, hold and breathe. Your inner child is held in the invincible arms of divine love as your inner angel. This is a moving, all-consuming love that surpasses all understanding. Let's meet in plank when you're ready. Inhale here, and exhale, knees, chest and chin. Baby cobra on your inhale, no hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's drop to the knees, and we're going to inhale, reach high with your left hand, and exhale, thread the needle. And do a few rounds of that here. Inhale, the left arm reaches, and exhale, we thread the needle. Explore the sensations in your body. Be curious, be light with it. No judgment. The goddess Damara brings every color flower with her and every wish for light, imagination, and joy. She protects the innocence of the inner child by clearing and healing the memory of past life wounding. Come back to center when you're ready, and we're going to just do the same thing on the other side. So the right arm reaches as you inhale, and we thread the needle as you exhale. Move to the rhythm of your own breath. Damara guides us to find the angelic kingdom within us that is the inner child. The inner child reminds our heart that only love is real. Only love is real. Come back to center when you're ready. Let's take downward facing dog. Your right leg comes forwards. We're in a low lunge again. Steeple the arms ahead of you. Take breath of fire. Beautiful, let's meet in plank position. Take a deep inhale in your plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, regular cobra. Use your arms if you want to. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, top of mat. And exhale, fold on in. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands to heart. Only love is real. Inhale, the arms come up. And let's exhale to chair pose. Inhale here. And exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, back to plank. Chaturanga to the floor, drop to your knees if you need to. And then inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your left foot is stepping forward, the right foot grounds. Inhale, warrior one. And let's come into archer's pose. And add a breath of fire here. Bring your feet to a heel to arch alignment. Sink a little lower, warrior two. Hold and breathe. Awareness harmonizes with your higher self. Through the water in your body, the light and geometry of holy water pours into the spaces within, bringing you into the all-loving presence of your higher self, and innumerable pathways of minimal resistance and non-judgmental understanding. Let's come into side angle pose from here. We move to keep up with the inner child who shows us the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance within a loving heart. This practice in the inner child will keep us moving. Let's meet in plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, your left foot is lifting. Open your hip, three-legged dog. And now come into plank, drawing that left leg in. The knee comes towards the chin. And from here, take your left foot over to your right. Shift to the side edges of your feet for a side plank variation. Be curious. Be light. And then let's come into downward facing dog. And however that went for you, remind yourself, only love is real. Only love is real. Let's drop to the knees, take cat-cow. And then push back, downward facing dog. Your right foot is stepping forward, your left foot is grounding for warrior one here. And in warrior one, we come into archer's pose. And then take breath of fire. Bring your feet to heel to arch alignment, warrior two. Your inner child is held in the invincible arms of divine love as your inner angel. This is a moving, all-consuming love that surpasses all understanding. We run to keep up with the inner child who shows us the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance within a loving heart. This practice and the inner child will keep us moving. So from here, let's come to side angle pose. And from side angle, let's come into plank. Inhale here as you exhale, chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. The right foot now lifts open for a three-legged dog. Damara allows you to be with the child that you are. If you are not ready to see the child, she shows you the block that prevents you from meeting them. But the child does not see the block. She sees only love, and this is why she is free. Let's come into plank. Draw the right knee in towards your chin, and then take that right foot over to the right, shift to the side edges of your feet for a side plank variation. Then when you're ready, meet me in downward facing dog. The inner child is a moving, all-consuming love that surpasses all understanding. Let's drop to the knees, take child's pose. Only love is real. Only love is real. When you're ready, take downward facing dog. And as you inhale, come to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold on in. Bend your knees as you inhale, take chair pose. Exhale here, sink a little deeper. And then inhale, rise to stand. Bring your feet now under your hips. And we're going to squat down on the exhale, moving the arms forwards. And as you inhale, stand up, your fists come into your waist. Let's do a few sets of that here, moving to the rhythm of your own breath. Recognize the innocence of the child. Beyond all wounds the child has carried. Those wounds which have nothing to do with that child and everything to do with the insanity of human suffering. Beautiful. When you come up next time, stand up. Take an inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale to a halfway rise. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The left foot steps now, come into high lunge. Only love is real. Only love is real. This is the mantra for the inner child. When you're ready, lovely, straighten your legs, ground through your back heel, and reach your hands wide. And we're going to bring the right palm to the floor, and you might need to micro or macro bend your front leg to get there. And we take a few breaths here, working the legs towards straight for a variation of revolved triangle. Breathe deep here, connect with your body, feel curiosity in your body, curiosity in your breath. Every day a different body, every breath a different you. And deep within all of that variation is the inner angel of the inner child that's come out of that. But by bringing your top arm to your ankle or shin, ground your back foot and open up for triangle here. We run to keep up with the inner child who shows us the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance within a loving heart. This practice and the inner child keeps us moving. So let's exhale here, and as you inhale, stand up. Turn your feet to the side edge of your mat, toes a little in, a little pigeon-toed. Open your heart as you inhale, and as you exhale, come into wide-legged fold. Be curious about this adult body. Recognize the innocence of the child within, beyond any wounds the child has carried. These wounds have nothing to do with that child and everything to do with the insanity of human suffering. If you're feeling playful today, you can come into a little baby headstand, a little baby tripod headstand. If you want to stay in wide leg fold, just hold and breathe. Feeling the pathway of least resistance within you, within your loving, curious heart. If you're in headstand, let's come back to wide leg fold. And on your next inhale, slowly all come up together. And as you exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise your arms. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, back to chaturanga. Holding chaturanga, lifting your left foot if possible, and then your right foot if possible. And then lower to your mat. Let's inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. The right foot steps, come into a high lunge here. We run to keep up with the inner child who shows us the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance within a loving heart. So this practice and the inner child will keep us moving. So let's keep moving by straightening your legs, bringing your arms wide. You can ground the back heel if you like, or you can stay up on the toe, on the ball of the foot. We're going to bring the left palm to the mat for that variation of revolved triangle. You might need to bend your knee to get there, that's fine. You might keep it bent once you're there, or you might work towards straightening that leg if that feels okay in your body. I free every wound that my inner child may have carried. I let it move through me as commanded by the power of my higher self, by the power of my I am presence. I declare myself free. Beautiful. Just swapping the arms now to bring you out of a revolved triangle and into a traditional triangle pose. Grounding the back foot if it's not already grounded. Open up the pose with breath. Be curious. And so inhale here, exhale here, and on your next inhale, rise to stand. Separate your feet, turn your toes slightly in. As you inhale, open your heart, and as you exhale, come into wide leg fold. Free every wound. Let it move through you as commanded by the power of your higher self, by the power of your I am presence, by the power of my I am presence, by the power of my inner child. I declare myself free. There is a baby tripod headstand if you want it here. And if you're in that, let's come out and back to wide leg fold. When you're ready on your next inhale, come up slowly, slowly. And as you exhale, meet me at the top of the mat. Let's inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, back to plank. From plank, let's drop to the knees. Pivot both of your feet to the left. Lift your right hand to your hip, your right leg to a hover, and pulse the leg up and down as you flex and point the toes. And breathe into this curious movement. When you're ready, come out of that and onto all fours, dropping to your forearms. Interlace your hands and come into dolphin here. Lifting the left leg. And then lifting the right leg. Coming out of dolphin, drop back into child's pose. Walking your hands to the left, ground through your right hip for a side stretch here. And then let's walk the hands to the right, ground through the left hip, stretching, joining the inner child through a unified field of compassion created by your higher self. Beautiful. Come back to center. Come up to all fours. Let's pivot the feet to the right. Your left hand comes to your hip now. Your right leg comes to a hover, and we flex and point the foot. Pulsing the leg. Gently up and down. Joining your inner child through a unified field of compassion. And maybe even a little bit of fun created by the higher self. Gorgeous. When you're ready, come out of that, come back to center. Meet me in plank. And in plank, we're just going to play around with lifting the left foot and then lifting the right foot. A little dancing plank. Gorgeous. And then when you're ready, let's come down, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, baby cobra, no hands. Exhale, release. Bring the hands to the floor. Let's inhale, regular cobra. And exhale, release. Take your hands wide now. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale, wide cobra. And exhale, release. Let's meet in downward facing dog. Your inner child is a luminous, energetic master of light. Everything you need for loving yourself is held within this beautiful little child. Let's come to sit to the heels. Lean onto your left hip, your right leg crosses, the left foot comes to the floor for half spinal twist. I might have got the legs wrong there, but we know the pose. Let's hold and breathe. Hold the little child within you, the inner child, a luminous, energetic master of light. Everything you need for loving yourself is held within this little child. Because this little child knows, really, really knows that only love is real. Only love is real. Let's come out of that. And switch sides, coming to the other hip for half spinal twist on the other side. Hold and breathe. Only love is real. Everything you need for loving yourself is held within this little child. Let's come out of that. When you're ready, come to seated and take Navasana. And in Navasana today, we won't stay still. Instead, we'll rock to alternate hips. Or to one sit bone at a time, one side at a time, moving left and right, keeping your balance by using your core. Centering in the inner child. And then come out of that and slowly bring yourself to lie down upon your mat. Hugging your left knee in towards your chest. Extend that leg up for a hamstring stretch here. Hold and breathe. Be curious about the sensations in the backs of your legs. Reframe those sensations as love moving through you. Feel the love, the pathways of least resistance, the curiosity of the inner child. Dancing through the body now. Let's swap the legs over, hugging the other knee, I think it's the right knee, in towards the chest. Hooking onto your toe, holding the back of your leg for a hamstring stretch. Feel the sensations in your body as light, as your inner child, your inner angel, moving through your body. Gorgeous. When you're ready, come out of that. Let's lie down. Interlace your fingers behind your head. We're going to just bring the one elbow to the opposite knee. Do some little crunches here. So exhale as you come up and crunch, and inhale as you lower. Exhale to the crunch and inhale lower. Keep moving. We run to keep up with the inner child who shows us the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance that come with a loving heart. This practice and the inner child will keep us moving. Beautiful. When you're ready, hug both your knees in towards your chest. And you can either roll lengthways along your spine, or you can roll side to side if you prefer. And in whatever way works for your body, we're going to come on up and meet in a forearm plank. And in your forearm plank, let's lift one foot. And then lift the other foot. And then release that, come to all fours. Pivot your feet to the left and take a side plank here. Your inner child is a luminous, energetic master of light. Everything you need for loving yourself is held within this little child. Let's come back to center when you're ready. Back to all fours. Pivot your feet the other way. Take a side plank on the other side. Gorgeous. Then come back to plank. And as you exhale, drop knees, chest, chin. From here, let's come into locust pose. So all the way down, lifting the chest, lifting the legs, the arms come back behind us. Maybe they interlace behind us. Hold and breathe. Beautiful. Let's stay up in locust pose, but bring your arms to a steeple mudra over your head. And as you do so, separate your legs wide. And staying up, release your hands, pull your elbows down towards your sides as your feet come back together. So we steeple the arms overhead, legs go wide. And then we release the hands to the sides, elbows into the sides, feet come together. And just do a few rounds of this on your own. Making little angels in the air here. The inner child is the inner angel. Gorgeous. When you're ready, release that and push back when you're ready, slowly and gently to child's pose. As the child is recognized as the inner angel, the Holy Spirit, the Master of Light within us, the awareness becomes all loving. So beautiful. Feel the awareness, all loving, breath, all loving. Only love is real. Only love is real, says the inner child. Let's press out of that, lovelies, and come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees go wide. Hold and breathe here. Gorgeous. Let's keep the left foot in, but extend your right leg out for Janu Sirsasana A. And you can stay up or you can fold here, whatever love is saying to you, whatever love is for you. Only love is real. When you're ready, come out of that. Swap sides, Janu Sirsasana A on the other side. Breathe a loving breath here. Sensations of light within the body, lighting you up, the inner angel of the inner child, waking up within you. Coming out of that when you're ready, coming back to Baddha Konasana, but taking this into a wide diamond. Holding here or folding in whatever feels like love in your body. Whatever the child says. Only love is real. Only love is real. Beautiful. When you're ready, come out of that. Let's shift forward and meet in plank. Take an inhale here. And then when you're ready, exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale to the top of the mat. And exhale, fold on in. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, rest here. Let's bring the left foot up in front of us, holding the knee in towards the chest if possible. Breathe here, balance here. Laugh if you fall out. Be light with your practice, light like the inner child. And then from here you can release the knee and tilt the body forwards, coming into warrior free. From warrior free, let's take the back foot to the ground. It brings us into a high lunge position. Hands come into prayer in that high lunge. And we twist towards the bent leg, bringing the elbow to the outer leg here. Hold and breathe. The goddess Damara allows us to be with the inner child. She allows us to be the child that we really are. If we're not ready to see the child, she shows us the block that prevents us from meeting them. But the child does not see the block. The child sees only love, and this is why the child is free. Let's come out of that, meet in plank. Exhaling to the mat, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, top of mat. And exhale, fold on in. Inhale, rise up. And exhale here. Now we're going to bring that right knee in towards the chest. Hold and breathe here. Hold, breathe and balance. And you can release the knee, tipping the body forward for warrior three on the other side. When you're ready, your back leg is coming down behind you, bringing you into a high lunge. Hands come into prayer and we twist towards the front leg, hooking the elbow to the outer leg. Twist a little deeper. Your inner child is luminous, energetic, and a master of the light. Everything you need for loving yourself is held within this little child. Let's come back to plank. And then as you exhale, come down to the mat, all the way down to your belly, all the way down to the floor. From here, lovelies, we're going to roll to the left side, resting your head on your left arm. I want to say assume the Burt Reynolds pose. That's just my inner child laughing. A long time ago. And let's come into tree here. And let's extend the tree, extend the leg up towards the ceiling and then come back to tree. Just moving here for a time. Join the inner child through a unified field of compassion created by Damara, the goddess of children and our higher self. When you're ready, let's come out of that, roll to the other side and repeat on the right side. So tree to an extension and then back to a tree. Release that when you're ready. Roll to your back. Your feet come to the floor, hip width apart, toes turning ever so slightly in. Lifting up through the hips for bridge pose. Hold here. Join your inner child through a unified field of compassion created by your higher self. Inhale here, push up a little higher. Exhale, come down to the mat. Take a little rest, but don't draw your knees in just yet. Damara is guiding us to find the angelic kingdom within us that is the inner child. The inner child reminds our heart that only love is real. So let's push the hips up again. And if you can this time, interlace your hands underneath you, rolling your shoulders towards one another, pushing your hips a little higher. If it feels okay for your body to do so, you can extend your left leg and then your right leg for a dancing bridge. Or you can stay as you are. It doesn't matter. Do what is love, because only love is real. Coming back to bridge pose when you're ready. And if possible, come onto the balls of your feet, press ever so high up and create a stand by bending your elbows, resting your hips to your hands. So we come onto our tiptoes so we can reach the stand, and then get yourself comfy here and then drop the heels if possible. Rest here. Damara is guiding us to find the angelic kingdom within us that is the inner child, the inner angel of the inner child. The inner child reminds our heart that only love is real. Only love is real. Only love is real. When you're ready, lovelies, bring yourself out of that pose slowly and gently. Stay with the love inside of your body. Stay with what feels loving. And then you can take whatever version of bridge was your favorite. Interlace the hands, straight up just a regular bridge, or creating that kickstand. If you like, you can turn the hands behind you and push up for full wheel here. One bridge of your choice. Whatever the child wants, whatever is loving. Only love is real. Beautiful. When you're ready, come out of that. Take rest, but don't hug the knees in just yet. Grab your block and let's take a supported bridge now on a block. And if you feel secure enough on your block, you can start to lift alternate legs. Left and right side. If you're feeling playful today, you can also start to lift opposite arm to leg, so it looks like you're running here, running to keep up with the inner child. The inner child who shows us the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance that are held within a loving heart. This practice and the beautiful inner child, the angel within, will keep us moving. When you're ready, lovelies, bring both of your legs up. If that feels okay for your body today, supported shoulder stand. And take some really full, deep breaths here. Opening up the innumerable pathways of minimal resistance within your loving heart. Gorgeous. Then when you're ready, bring your feet to the mat, push into your feet, take the block from underneath you, and slowly unravel your spine to the floor. Bringing your feet wide now to the side edges of your mat. Allow your knees to fall left and right, window screen, wiper legs, window, wiper legs. So the goddess Damara will not let you near your inner child until you can harmonize yourself with loving kindness. Releasing the burden of pain or worry and moving freely as the child does. Gorgeous. Bring yourself back to center. And let's take the right foot ankle to upper knee, just above your knee, for reclined pigeon here. And you can thread your arms. If that stretch feels good for you, you can just stay to the floor, whatever feels good in your body. Gorgeous. Let's swap sides now. Recline pigeon on the other side. Gorgeous. Coming out of that when you're ready. We're going to set ourselves up for a supported fish. So resting your bolster to a couple of blocks. Using blankets to make your bolster a little higher if you need to. This is where we rest now. Quiet time now with the inner child, who has kept us, running around for such a long time as children do. When you're ready, beautiful, lie back over your bolster and let go. Your inner child is a luminous, energetic master of light. Everything you need for loving yourself is held within this little child. The goddess Damara asks us to harmonize with loving kindness, releasing the burden of pain or worry, so we can move freely as the child does. Free every wound. Know that your wounds have nothing to do with your inner child and everything to do with the insanity of suffering. Free every wound. Let it move through you as commanded by the power and presence of your higher self. By the power of that loving presence beyond understanding, by the power of your inner angel, by the power of your inner child, declare yourself free. The inner child reminds the heart that only love is real. Release the illusion of what is not loving. Only love is real. When you're ready, let's wake up, little one, and come off of your support. Getting ready for your Shavasana, make sure that you'll be warm enough for the next 10 minutes or so. So we're maybe in Shavasana already or preparing. If you want to take a little happy baby, that feels good for your body, you feel welcome to do so before you come into your Shavasana. I'm guessing most of us are already there though. Cuddling up with the inner child. The inner child is the purest version of ourselves. The purest version of ourselves before we were painted with the colours of our lives. The goddess Damara sees you in this way. Even though you may not remember yourself so untainted by experience. The goddess Damara sees you in this way. And Damara guides you to find the angelic kingdom within you that is your inner child. So full of love, so full of light. The inner child reminds our hearts that only love is real. Only love is real. So let's drift away now with the inner child, knowing only love is real. Okay, lovelies, let's begin to deepen the breath. And then take whatever stretch your body needs. Hugging the knees into the chest if that feels good. Massage your hips into the floor, roll a little side to side. Lift your head and roll to one side. Take a moment here, bringing anything back with you that may have been relevant for you today, coming back. Bringing your hands to your heart center, remembering your inner child, the purest version of yourself, before you were painted with the colors of your life. The goddess Damara sees you in this way, and she hopes through this practice you have remembered the angel that you are. With so much love. Namaste.